All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Over 40 Living Epic Lives Facebook group. Thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate you. And if you can hear me, if you will, type a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me and see me, type a 1 in the chat. So today we have an awesome guest lined up for you. Her name is Abbie Richie, and she is going to help us prevent ourselves from pulling our hair out when we're trying to help our parents with tech issues. And before we do that, I have some slides I'd like to share with you to introduce our topic today. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. All right. So again, welcome everyone to Over 40 Living Epic Lives. We really appreciate you being here. So today is a continuation of our Fresh Start Summer Series with Cheryl and friends. Today we have Abbie Richie, who is a tech guru for seniors, and she's the founder of Senior Savvy. And today Abbie is one of many speakers that are coming out to see us this summer. We've got all kinds of people in all different walks of life. Each and every one of them are entrepreneurs. They've all overcome something major in their life to become the CEOs that they are today. And each and every one of them are going to help us create our fresh start for this summer. And now, before we dive into that, I want to tell you, some of you are new to me, so I want to share with you how this group came to be and why this series, why we brought this series to fruition. So my name is Cheryl. I'm an author, speaker, mindset coach, and aerialist, and I'm 53 years young. I have been a producer and host of a mind and body fitness TV show, founder of a 7-time award-winning boot camp, and founder of a wellness company. Throughout my life, I have endured everything from mental and physical abuse to being diagnosed with advanced arthritis, losing my career and long-term boyfriend, and more. Starting over in my 50s was one of the most unexpected challenges I've ever endured. And ironically, it has proven to be the best thing to ever happen to me. I specialize in helping women and entrepreneurs over 40 discover where their blocks are, how to rewrite their story, and create the life of their dreams. The methodologies I teach are the very techniques I use to transform my life from feeling like my best years were over to finding my light, writing a book, starting 2 new businesses, and attracting the man of my dreams, and much more. Now, what's my point in telling you this? It's because it's never too late to have your epic encore. And so while we're here, do you know someone who would benefit by being in this group? So take a moment to invite them today. We've got exclusive interviews like the one you're about to see. We cover mindset hacks. This is a supportive community. These are people who are thriving and want more out of life, and those who believe it's never too late for an epic encore. All right, so today we have the awesome Abbie Richie. She's going to be going over steps to relieving stress for seniors so they can excel in today's world. She's going to go over her greatest challenges that she's endured and how she became the CEO she is today. She's going to talk about how she started a new business at 49 years young. And she's going to help us with our parents when we teach them tech tips. And if we have the time, we're going to go over mommypreneur tips as well as summer tech tips. All right, so if you will, while you're watching today, let us know if you're watching live or on replay. And if you will, drop a comment down below. Give us one takeaway. It lets us know that what we're sharing with you today is of value and it's making an impact on you. All right, I'm going to stop my share. All right, Abbie, please come on out.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for being here, Abbie. We're so excited to have you here. Before we dive into the topic, can you tell us in a nutshell, tell us your name again and tell us what you do?
Okay, my name is Abbie Richie. I am the tech guru for seniors, and I relieve tech stress for older people so they can excel in today's world.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, you know, today's talk is perfect timing here in California. we just had the mask mandate lifted, like, I think it was only 3-4 weeks ago, and now it's back on. So this is proof positive that anything can change at any time. There's not a lot of certainty when it comes to how we're going to be able to communicate with our parents. And so therefore, we need to start educating our parents. If we didn't do it last year, we need to make it easier for them to understand FaceTime and Zoom and all these other things, because what if, Lord forbid, that we get locked down again, all of us, and we can't communicate with our parents. We can't get to go see them in person. We have to go through a device of some sort. Yeah. So that's why I'm so excited. You're going to help us today. And I have tried to help my mom with FaceTime. I've tried to help her with Zoom. And there are days that I really do want to kind of pull out my hair. I love her, love her dearly. But it's, I know there's a certain way, and there's a certain way we can use our words to help our parents.
Absolutely.
So with that said, let's start off. I'd love to hear the story of how you got started in this industry. I know you have a great story. We had spoken weeks ago. So can you share that with our group again? Or for them, second time for me, first time for them.
Gladly. So, okay, in full disclosure, I am 52, so just 1 year younger than you, but maybe one of the older people in your group. And I had previously been a business owner and a partner in an educational consulting firm. Seriously, I thought that I would be there for the rest of my life. It was very fulfilling. I did a lot of corporate training and development, and I was a partner. And then my business partner wanted to dissolve the business, and I wasn't prepared to run it on my own. So I found myself, and this was 4 years ago, not knowing what I was going to do, but knowing that I had to do something that I was passionate about. Absolutely. And because I have 2 school-age children, I need the flexibility to be home. And honestly, I just can't sit behind a desk all day. So at that time, I just started serving, because I know that whenever I have available time, I want to give back. I'm very active within my church community and with my family members. We have a ton of family right here in Phoenix. And I just started being available. And I found that my in-laws, they were downsizing, and they've always needed help setting up their cable, getting their accounts worked out, helping them with their phones. And then a friend's mom moved into town, and I started to help her get situated with her computer and her cell phone. And I found, you know what? I like this. I really like this. Now, this was a span of time of about 7 or 8 months, much of which I was unemployed, and I have always worked since I was 13, and it was completely uncomfortable for me, but I was secure in the fact that I was going to only do something I was passionate about. And after helping my in-laws and my friend's parents and then another neighbor, I thought, I like this. Like, I really like this. I had grown up with my Nana and Papa and have a deep love and admiration for older people. And I thought, I've worked in education, technology, and corporate training for a long time. I know how to teach. I'm going to see if there is a market for this. So I made 5 phone calls in one day to the senior communities in my area. And because I live in Phoenix, there are a lot of retirees here. And I called and I offered a free workshop on cell phone secrets for seniors. Seriously, I made it up in that moment because I just thought, I don't know, I like alliteration, right? So, yeah. And I hadn't written the workshop. I knew I could do it. And I think that's just part of the entrepreneur in me. Like, hey, if someone needs it, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. I made the phone call. I offered a free workshop, and I got 3 calls back that day with bookings. So I thought, oh, there's a need for this, right? Mm-hmm. And, little did I know there's a great need for it. And little did I know that in 2020, there was going to be an even bigger need for older people to receive tech support so that they could connect with their family and friends.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that story. And that's why you're so good at this, Abby, because you're doing exactly what is in alignment with your highest values.
Mhm.
And that's what we talk about here in this group. It's called Over 40 Living Epic Lives. And the majority of people in this group are entrepreneurs. So when we share fellow CEO stories or how we got to where we are today, it really resonates with everyone here. And speaking of which, we have some people already commenting. So before we get into your tips today, Betsy Asmus is saying hello from San Luis Obispo, and she is proud to say she is 68.
Yes.
David, I don't know if he wants to share his age, but he is a senior as well, and he's a rock star athlete. And he's joining us, he says, from parts unknown. And Pat Labitz is here today watching from Arlington, Virginia. All right, thank you, everyone. So now, so Abby, that's really awesome that you figured this out, that you love working with the senior citizens and those that are having tech issues. Now, I know as children, when we talk to our parents, sometimes we may not use the same language or the correct language that helps get the message across. So this is your specialty. You've been featured in media, you've been on lots of different shows, and this is your thing. So if you will, could you share with us, let's dive right into the tips that you have for us today on how to help us. So tell us, you gave it an official name as well. How are you going to help us today?
How am I going to help you? You mean learn the tips for parental tech support? Is that
Yes.
what you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that this is a modern day skill that we all need to learn a little bit more about, especially because in the past year, we haven't been able to always be one-on-one with our parents. And quite often we have to help them and support them over the phone, or the time that we do have with them is so limited and so precious that we don't want to spend all that time in their office working out their technical issues. So I have 5 parents, okay? And both of my parents are remarried, and I have an in-law. And I will just tell you straight up, I get calls all the time from my own parents, and they need help. And I've also been on the other side of it, where maybe you have asked me to help your mom, right? So I've seen it from every angle. And, a lot of times what happens is when I see my in-laws, for instance, they'll say right away, there's something I need your help with, right? Or even, my mom calls me and she's like, I'm a senior and I need tech support. And I'm like, okay. But here's what I have found and the way that I need to approach it, because it doesn't always happen at the best time for me. So I have found ways to approach it and a mindset to get into when I'm helping them. And so whether you're a tech support specialist, or whether or not even if you don't have any support specialist background, they're still going to ask you because you are more knowledgeable than they are. And so what I found, number one, I just try to enter the situation by being grateful. That's my number one tip there. I have, like I said, 4 parents and 1 in-law. That could change anytime. And we experienced that, unfortunately, in the past year. My father-in-law passed away. And so I just try to remember that I'm grateful that I still have my parents plus living. So I try to center myself in a place of gratitude. The next thing I try to do is I try to be time conscious. So I will say, okay, sure, I'll help you with this so long as it takes, a half hour. But anything other than that, let's schedule a time for me to come back, or let's schedule a time for me to call you during the week, because this way I don't want to take up all your time with doing computer things when you could be spending time with the grandchildren, for instance. And likewise, it's my weekend too, and I don't want to be working on the weekend. I want to be connecting. So I do tell them that. And another thing I do is I just try to be patient as possible. So I know that many adults, in fact, over 77% of adults, older adults, according to a Pew Research study, they feel as if their technology has not been explained to them. So imagine if you were learning how to drive and your driving instructor just said, or your parents just said, there you go, there's the car, right?
Yeah.
No, you need an education on how to operate that car. And in the same way, our folks are looking for a formal introduction and a formal education to using their devices. And so they're going to keep wanting that. And until they actually get that, it's going to be difficult to teach them. So I really want to encourage you to be patient and to work at their particular learning curve.
Mhm. I want to interject something here. So keep that thought. We do have a couple people that are watching right now, and I know one person's story in particular, and they are tech savvy, but their spouse is not. And they would love for that spouse to learn these different tech things, but that spouse is afraid. So these tips, for those of you who are watching, these tips are going to be applicable not just to your parents, but to your spouses that are kind of afraid of technology. And again, hopefully this does not happen. Hope we all can pass at the same time as our spouse. But if one of us passes before the other, and the one that passed first knew all the tech information, and then the other one was left without, then that person's stuck in a rock in a hard place. A rock in a hard place. Yeah. So we have a lady right now, Betsy's saying, that's right, I'm tech support for my husband. Yes. So so please continue. These are such great tips. And for those of you who are watching, please let us know as you're watching, are these tips really resonating with you? And give us a couple of takeaways, something you're enjoying about what she's saying so far. Okay, take it away, Abbie.
Yeah, and just to come around side to what you've said, sometimes you are not the best instructor for your spouse. Sometimes you're not the best instructor for your parents, right?
Mhm.
And even though we are the closest, maybe in proximity, we may not be the best fit for their learning style. So keep that in mind. You don't have to do all the roles. Do the roles that you're good at and the roles that bring you energy and bring you passion. So that's something I just want you to know. It's like when my children were learning how to swim, I'm not a swim instructor. I wouldn't be qualified to teach them how to swim. So there are other people who can do this teaching for you. And, I do hear all the time that my clients, and most of my clients are in their 80s and 90s, sometimes 100, they are afraid that they're going to break something or they're going to ruin it. And what I try to do is, first and foremost, I try to do something, an instructional, being visual. And I try to teach them what all of the buttons and the features and how to turn it off, how to turn it on. I start from the beginning. And this way, when they have a basic foundation of what they're using and they know how to operate it, they don't have to know every little detail either. I keep it simple, KISS, keep it simple, senior. I don't ever say the other word because I value what your parents are bringing to the equation. I value that. And so I just try to keep it simple. And when they know and they have a better working knowledge, they are empowered, they are confident, and they're strengthened to continue learning on their own and do things independently. Like I have had several students of mine say, my husband, he was the one who did it. He was the techie. But since I've been enrolled in your workshops, I feel like I know enough to help myself.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I want to definitely expand upon that. It does give people, our parents, our spouses or whatever, it gives them such a feeling of empowerment and strength when they do learn these things. So I'm so glad you brought that up. And it's like, it's just like it's little baby steps. If they can learn how to do this, then what else might they be able to learn? And so it gives them a sense of accomplishment, and they're going to keep growing and growing. And our minds continue to grow throughout our lives. Like, when we rest, we rest. So getting your parents to learn new technology, it's really quite exciting. And I'll have to throw in a girl for my mom. My mom taught her how to use herself, how to use a computer at 68. And this is before, computers were that easy. So my mom is now about to be 79. So yes, so it's very empowering to her that she can figure out some things, maybe not everything, but it makes her feel good that she can figure things out. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I want to mention that Cassandra is here. She said, yes, I had to learn a lot of patience. Maddie is here as well. She says, so great to hear you both. All right. So please continue. All right. Oh, Maddie also says, my dad did the same.
Yes. Yes. So, one thing that I always do in my workshops, as well as in my sessions, along with the basic foundation, is I try to give simple 1, 2, 3 steps. So, because what I found is that our folks, they're used to a more formal education when they learn something. They want that. And they always want a handout that they can refer back to, right? So that if they have any questions, they can look at the handout again and be reminded of the steps. But I keep the steps really simple, like number 1, click here. Number 2, select spam. Number 3, delete. I just keep it really simple so that they can repeat this process when I'm not there.
Yes. Oh, these are so good. And it's so true. I can see my mom right now with her notebook paper and writing all the steps down. Whenever I would give her instructions, she's like, hold on, let me get the paperwork. Hold on. She folds over her little legal pad and starts writing. Yes.
They all do.
Yeah.
That's how they learn.
Yes.
And that's what they rely on. So I just try to reinforce that by giving them simple instructions, by writing it down, and whenever I can, to have a handout that they can refer to later on.
Yes, yes. Maddie says simple steps are so needed, even for me. That's true. I still love handwriting notes as well. Jay says hello from the greater Chicago area. All right. Hi, Jay. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jay. I work with a community also in Chicago. So since in the past year, I've been able to teach my workshops now on Zoom. And I have communities all over the country, and I have one in Chicago.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Jay also works with seniors. You two should connect for sure. I bet you two could help each other out. Cassandra says they love to show off what they've learned. And that is so true. My mom loves to tell me when she has learned certain things, how something works. It's awesome. All right, keep going, Abbie. I'm loving this. And for those of you who are watching, please let us know any takeaways, something that's really resonating with you in what Abbie is saying. Go for it.
Thanks. Before I get to my last point, I do want to say that I did a workshop series, and I've done it several times over the past year on using YouTube, which is a great educational tool when you know how to use it, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it just looks really busy and complicated. So I have shown my students how to use YouTube, how to search for videos on repairing your vacuum, or installing a new program on your computer. And so that's another teaching tool that I have used with them. And I just love to hear how they'll come back to me and say, you know what, I was able to go on YouTube and find the answer to that. And, it's like your mom showing you what she's learned now. It's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Jay says, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, keep going.
I was just going to say my final point here, number 5, is to be prepared that they're probably going to ask you a similar question the next time you see them. So you may have to repeat yourself. You can always refer back to the notes that they took the previous time. Mm-hmm. And, just be prepared. The next time you see them, you may have to review this concept again and again and again. And I have that happening all the time with my clients as well. So it's totally normal. They need that repetition in order to retain what they've learned.
Yes, yes, that's so true. Jay says, this is beautiful. Not many people have the patience to spend time and help out with seniors. That's so true. And definitely, like you mentioned in the very beginning, you felt this, like this was your calling and this is what you enjoy doing.
Yeah, I just, I truly never anticipated this, in my 50s, never. And I was sold out on what my other job was. So I never anticipated this, but I have to tell you, just because I was committed to only doing something I was passionate about, was I able to fall into this. And the fulfillment that I have every single day, knowing that I'm helping older people connect with family and friends. I'm not trying to teach them Excel formulas. I'm not trying to do anything actually you don't know how to do. These are all skills you already know how to do. But what I do is I do it slowly. I speak a lot slower so that the processing can occur. They can have that processing time. And I do it with love. And I do that just by keeping it simple, by, sticking to what I know is going to help them and filtering out all that other techie stuff. I don't even bring that into my sessions with me.
Yes, that's very smart. I love your method. Like I'm loving it. Betsy says that's when the patience really comes in handy. I love to ask questions and have my student to try it again while I'm there to help still. I love that. Jay says seniors love the interaction, and that is so true. Pat says, I'm 63 and sure could use Abbie's help. Have also spent a lot of years working with seniors. You are much needed. That's really cool. And we have another comment. Kat says, I love learning things from YouTube. I fixed my garage disposal by using it. Hello from California.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. And when you're able to do one thing like that, that you can DIY it another time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so awesome. Okay, so now for those who would love to work with you or have you work with their parents, how does that work? How do you communicate with the client to help them?
Yeah, so it depends. There are some people who are more project based. They want help with organizing their photos, or there are other people who just want ongoing education. And so on our website, we have some different programs that you can sign up for, that you can enroll your parents into, or your parents can enroll them. So I'm putting together also some online classes that I'm releasing next month, so people can start to enroll themselves. And they're on topics like taming your inbox monster and learning secure passwords that you can remember, and just online privacy and security, things
Yes.
that we all need to know more about.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You hit two hot buttons, especially for my mom, security and passwords. She forgets her passwords all the time. And security, she constantly gets those phone calls and those strange, your bank account is whatever, and we need to contact you and work with you over your computer, that kind of thing. So they could use some help for sure. Okay, Jay says, thank you, Abbie and Cheryl. And Kat says, yes, love it. I need to tame my inbox for sure.
Good.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, everyone who's watching, I'm going to show some slides right now on how you can get in touch with Abbie. And while I'm getting that together, feel free to let us know any other takeaways that you have enjoyed by this talk. And let me get to share my screen. Right, so this always disappears on me. Can you see my screen, everyone? Can you see my screen yet? Not yet? Okay, let's go back. Let's go here.
You got this, Cheryl.
Okay, how about now? Can you guys see it?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Yeah, I know. I got the tech guru on hand and I'm goofing up.
No, you got this. You
All
got this.
right. Awesome. So everyone, oh, and my apologies right here. This is Abbie. I just didn't finish that right there. Everyone, please go to seniorsavvy.net. Please make a note that it's .net/special offer /. And when we come back on screen, Abbie, you can tell them more about this special offer. And for those of you that are watching each of these series that I'm doing every Friday throughout the summer, if ever you forget the web address to our special guest, feel free to just go to CherylBroughton.com/guests, and you'll see each and every guest that has come on our show thus far, and you can get all their contact info. And just a reminder, for those of you who would like a copy of my book, you can go to CherylBroughton.com up here, or you can go to Amazon where it's $12.99, or you can get the digital version, which is on sale right now for $1.99. And here are some of the people that have purchased the book and written reviews, and you can see that on Amazon. All right, so thanks again, everyone, for watching. If you will, please let us know down below. Give us one takeaway, something you've enjoyed with this talk today. And let me stop my share. All right, and Abbie, you can come back on camera.
I think you just have to release my video.
Oh, okay, let me do that. Let's see. Can Cheryl figure this out? Here we go.
Do it. All right.
How about now?
Okay. All right. I think we're close.
There we go. Cool.
There you go. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. Yes. So I have this special offer on my website. It's for your viewers today. And what I'm offering is a 30-minute free consult where I can help you create secure and unique passwords for all of your accounts. And it's a process that I've been perfecting over the last year. And I feel really 100% confident that you can do this. Your folks can do it. And it is so vital that you are protecting your accounts online.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. I know they're going to find a lot of value in that. Pat says, thank you. Thank you. Security and passwords. Yes, I need help. Betsy says, knowing when you are not the right fit to being the tech support. That was a very good takeaway that she gathered. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you so much, Abbie. You have been a wealth of information, and your patience in the career that you have chosen, it is you're doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. And I'm so excited for you. Thank you for coming on and sharing all these words of wisdom with us. And we got a couple more comments. Kat says password protection is awesome. And Betsy says online security and passwords. So you hit some hot buttons there with everyone. Good. Yes, good. Yes. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much again for being here with us today. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Abbie, for being here. Everyone, please go check out her website. I'm going to drop her links in the comments down below. And I always love to sign off this way with each and every talk that we do. So remember, everyone, it's never too late to have your epic encore. Go out and make an awesome day, everyone. We'll see you next week with our next speaker. Thanks, Abbie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.